Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Story number 1, Mountain, written by T. Deegan. After the crushing defeat marking the end of the Second Human-Ilarian War, the United Ilarian planets disbanded humanity's military forces, leaving only inter-system police and customs craft, as well as, after long protests by the Solarian temporary government, one warship to guard Voyager 1, continuing a 500-year-long tradition. The following decade saw humanity's integration into the Council of Species, helped along by massive economic aids, in large part from the UIP turning these old enemies into close economic allies. 150 years later, the Council of Species faces a threat unlike any before. And now, that last item on today's agenda, Proposal 54748, the reactivation of humanity's military forces, brought forward by the United Ilarian Planets. First, let's hear Speaker of Uloid of the United Ilarian Planets. Thank you, President. With the enemy closing in from the galactic center, we need any military forces possible to fight back. Leaving an economic power as huge as the Solarian Republic untapped is simply a bad strategy. Our human friends have shown their trustworthiness and honor over the last century. We believe it is time to remove the last traces of the conflict long over and let them fight on our side in this new conflict. Thank you, First Speaker. Now let us discuss. Yes, King Cascard of the 110th. Thank you, President. I don't see how granting the humans the right to create their own military will bring us any benefit so late in the war. It is hardly late yet. The war may well continue. The humans can't be trusted. 150 years isn't long enough time to, please, return to order. Let King... For the next hours, the Council species descended into controlled chaos. At any given point, multiple voices could be heard trying to be louder than the next. Yet never too many for a careful listener to gather all major points. After the discussion quietened down, the President took word again. Now that everyone could voice their thoughts, let us hear the ones affected the most. If you would, President Joseph Smith of the Solarian Republic. Thank you, President. First, let me thank the United Ilarian Planets for the trust they placed in us in the name of all Solarian citizens and all other humans scattered across Council space. It is hard to explain how proud and happy we are to be seen as friends and allies after all the atrocities in our shared past. For the future, all we wish for is to prosper with all other members of the Council species. Letting us help in a war must surely be remembered as a historic point marking a new era of cooperation by all of our descendants. Thank you, President. Some of our Council members have expressed concerns that your loyalty towards the Council once the war is over. The Solarian Republic is not the same as the United Earth in its history books. The Solarian Republic was part of the Council of Species since its foundation and will stay to its end. Thank you. There are concerns about the strategic gains in the current war by creating additional drain on resources by creating a whole new military. Supplying existing forces takes, of course, priority of creating a new force. However, we have a large shipbuilding and refitting capabilities, which, while unable to build true warships, will be able to produce a fleet of armed transports to make sure our supplies will reach your forces on the front line. And let's not forget our sole warship Mountain guarding Voyager 1, which ended up quite large since we only have one. Thank you, President. The Council will now commence the first vote. 1. Almost. The Tatarian people were undisputed masters of holding grudges. Unanimous vote later, near Argus 4. The railgun of the ship Moon Lancer, Royal Cascard Navy, shook rhythmically every 10 seconds, firing its 20 railguns, one after the other, into the nearly empty void. Moon Lancer was far behind the actual battlefield, along with the orbit of Argus 5, a gas giant not unlike Jupiter, coordinating the frantic efforts to keep the enemy at bay until the evacuation of the inner planets would be finished. Officer Katrek, long-range sensor station 2. Another 8 drops, 85 light hours, is in plane 65 degrees, 2 battleship size, 6 cruiser, designates 8 to 5, heading towards Argus 4. Ha! Lucky guy. came from behind him. But you got number 1000. His colleague, Officer Brecken, long-range sensor station 1, shouted over the thumb signaling another tritanium round leaving the ship. Didn't Syncret get their thousands? Nah, misdirection. Just one battleship, not 5 transports. Hey, think we reached 2000? I bet they have enough ships for that. Just hope. Wait. Kitrak reached over the microphone activator. Another drop 4 light years in plane 350 degrees. Moon size. Wait, what? Oh, Feck. Correction, 1 planet size. Designation Ace 6, heading towards Argus 4. The Feck is planet size. Too big for a moon. There is no upper limit for a moon. Radius is over 6,000 kilometers. Feck, that large. I guess that works. Great. Now Oh no. Counting dozens of new objects around Zeta 6. Battleship size. Same trajectory. Bridge to LRS-2. Confirmed planet-size object heading towards Argus 4. Sounds from Kurdrick's terminal. Confirming planet-size object heading towards Argus 4. Object is accelerating. Over 100 battleship size on the same trajectory. Bridge. Doesn't believe it either. You sure? Wait. 5 drops. The flag bridge had descended into utter madness. A planet-sized object accelerating under its own power with any meaningful speed wasn't just unheard of, it was generally considered physically impossible. During the chaos, Communications Officer Perham was busy organizing the patrol screening the evacuation transports, when the computer forwarded a message to her terminal. This is Captain Arthur of the warship Mountain, Solarian Navy. You've probably spotted us already. It's the moving planet. we only have 1 warship with more firepower than most moon defense bases, and 200 battleship-sized fighters. How can we be of assistance? A surprisingly short battle later, on a secure channel between Admiral Crixton and the RKN and Captain Arthur of SN. So, Dowie, where did you get that thing and a whole fleet to accompany it? Until 2 weeks ago you had no navy at all. But we don't have a fleet. This is just our single warship guarding Voyager 1. For the time being, we simply entrusted local law enforcement with its keeping it safe. Pretty sure that's way past a battleship. But it is one. We have followed the galactic law by the letter. Humanity may guard the historic probe Voyager 1 with a single warship, which may deploy a maximum of 200 fighters. Mountain is a warship as defined by the Council. A warship is a starship primarily built for military actions, and a starship being any fully artificial structure capable of independent maneuvering at sublight as well as in hyperspace. You want to tell me that that's not a planet that you've covered under a kilometer of steel, but an actual steel planet? Yes. Makes an initial construction a bit harder, but the payoff is worth it. Want to know the size of our primary reactor? Nope, I'm good. It's larger than your flagship, and we have over 10. Oh, thanks. Haven't I told you about our fighters yet? No need to. I'm getting the picture. Turns out, by Council definition, you can turn everything into a fighter by removing the hyperspace drive and placing a hangar on a military installation. You done? You want to hear more? No? Then, yes. Great. We had built a second one in case we needed a replacement. It'll be here in a week. End of story. Story number 2. Pursuit Predation, written by Thunderbird 89. May the wrath of all the spirits in creation and beyond descend upon this planet, muttered the alien infantryman as he lay in the shallow depression underneath some tree roots. His implanted biomonitor was droning incessantly in his brain. Alert! Heart rate critical. The alien has been on the run from the planet's natives for at least 4 cycles now. His last count after what started as a routine invasion went disastrously wrong. Alert! Core temperature critical. His fleet was crippled in orbit, his comrades dead. He couldn't understand how this happened. Alert! Dehydration. He's been trying to find a way to signal what was left of his fleet for extraction, or at least to hide until it was safe to signal them. But the natives noticed him and were now after him. Alert! Biofuel levels critical. Malnutrition. His squad was picked off one by one. How? They were all enhanced. They should have been faster, stronger, hardier than the natives. Yet every time they thought they managed to shake them, They could rest, recharge, recover. They were always there. Alert, rest cycles missed, neural function impaired. It was unnerving, like the natives could read the very ground that they were walking on, talk to the plants around them, to hear where they went. Alert, stress levels critical. He could run, he could climb, he could swim, but every time he stopped, thinking he's safe, the torment began again. Warning, proximity alarm. Again, he tried to stand. Alert, proximity alarm. He took a deep breath. At least the atmosphere was compatible with his biology. He tried to stand again. Alert, proximity alert, alert, proximity alert, alert, proximity alert. His legs gave out from under him as he tried to move. He wrenched himself to his knees and started crawling. Morning, cardiac strain critical. Alert, proximity alert. Arm, then leg, arm, then leg, arm. He noticed the pain in his chest, but there was no wound. Alert, cardiac event, alert, proximity alert. The idiot raised his head and winced in pain, and then fell. Information, cessation of vital signs, information, shut down. End of story. This is a special thank you to the one, the only, the legendary Eric Hino, who has become the only Tier 6 patron. Just a quick shout out to the T5 peeps. Bob the Dragon, Cat Crab Lobster, Data Magnet, Dark Machine, Try Again 95, Fudic Yol, Astrea the Dreamer, Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Athelia, Meridian 117, and Jordan Bucksmorm. Thank you very much. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed. There are links down below, both to support this channel and for the author of this fiction. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic one, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.